Yay.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
We're ready.
Are we ready? Are we there?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see anyone, but we're here.
We're on. As I spit water across the room. Oops, I got a little excited there.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I miss you.
I miss you too. I'm sorry I missed the lake this weekend.
I know. I'm very sad. I wanted everyone to come. Oh, people are coming on. I'm now on Facebook. Hey, Donna, how are you? Okay,
Hi, Donna.
let's see.
I can't see where it is, so we'll have fun today.
Who else is here? I know you're there because we can see. We just don't know who you are. Come on. Oh, how do I turn off my captions? I don't like that.
Yeah. Hi, Crystal.
Hey, Crystal and Julie that should be fun.
I know.
Oh my gosh, everybody's on. Hello, hello.
I'm doing some.
Kathy Lorenzo.
Yay.
Whee! Michelle, hello, hello, hello. Kathy Moore from Web City Schuber, Mitchell Holmes. Oh, you're tagging. Thank you. Jesse Ann. Hello, hello. I have a surprise for you guys.
Hi, Sharon.
Yeah, hold on. Let me play with this a minute. Let me zoom this out a little bit. Hey, where'd you go? Oop, gotta
I'm
put
here.
this in the right. Oh, you scared me. Come on, computer. Sharon Cook, hello. Sharon, you're over on YouTube, right? Yay. Gosh, we got all these people on. That's because they love you. Who loves Dr. Susie? Tell us if you love Dr. Susie.
We're going to have fun today.
Yeah, lots of fun. Hello, Patricia. Hello, Sue. Everybody's got to share because I think Dr. Susie or Fred, aka Fred, I think she is using every single one of our products today.
I went overboard on the products.
Hey, Kate.
Sandra's
hello. Let's see. Sandra, hello. Tracy, hello.
Carol, oh, thanks, Carol.
I have to tell you a story, Fred.
Okay.
So this weekend we went to the lake, and Sharita, who lives not too far from me, she came to the lake as well. She met us there. Stacy was up. We were doing some videos for the Blue owners, and everybody loves Dr. Fred. And so I brought Tater, of course. I didn't bring all my dogs because it's just too much. And Tater is my little Maltipoo who usually sits right here, but nobody sees because she just goes to sleep. And you would not believe that there is this other side of Stacy that exists. It's wild. That man held every minute I turned around, he was holding Tater, my Maltipoo, all the time. And I'm like, what is this? This guy's a cat guy. He doesn't like dogs. I mean, he's okay with dog. I wouldn't say he didn't like the fact that the dog didn't purr like a cat. And then he would blow in her face, and she does not like that because she doesn't know what's coming at her. Like she can't see the wind. And so he'd blow, and the dog would look up, like right at him, look up every time. So here he is with the Maltipoo, one arm holding him. He'd go, she'd look up, and this is him. And what's funny is you think it would be once, twice, 3 times, 5 times. Over and over and over and over. He's looking around with her. It was the funniest thing. So by the end of the night, he was getting Tater's brother from Tina. He's getting one.
He is? Yay! Was that the one that she just posted online?
Yes. Yes.
What was his name? Was it Harry? Henry.
Harry. No, it was Harry. Harry.
I thought it was Henry.
Nope. And Julie says that that Stacy needs Henry. So I have this special pet right here. Good dog. Good dog. Don't bump your head. Don't bump your head. Hey, come on.
Good morning.
Oh my gosh. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
Are you really good at dog, Stacy? Are you really good at dog?
Yeah, that's a true story.
That is so awesome.
His name is Buddy. Yep. So anyway, if you come to
I hope he brings the dog in January for the retreat.
Oh yeah. So for those of you who have never been to the Simi retreat, Tina Shed breeds little miniature Maltipoo. She's 3 pounds, mine, and there's a large amount of people who have siblings from from her, whether they're cousins or whatever, they're somewhere along that line. And so at the Simi retreat in January, and I heard last week there were some tickets left, so you just go to simicakes.com and you will find it. And sorry, I'm reading the comments. You can get tickets to this amazing event that I plug all the time because it's the best event ever. And I love so many things, but the Simi retreat in January is the best ever. So you got to come. There's only, last I heard was last week, there were 8 tickets left, I think 7 or 8, something like that. So definitely sign up for it. But for now, that we've just,
she's doing a Halloween theme. Look what I made with her on Saturday.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's Craven the Crow. So she designed this last weekend and she did a little class, and so it's still available online. So she does some super cute stuff.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
What is so cool about Simi retreat? First of all, it's just cool. It's in Florida. Second of all, I think mainly the atmosphere with the people. You're learning things because they have classes going on, but it's not jam-packed. They have a vendor room one night, so it's not like, well, sometimes they do little bursts of it here and there. I don't know what the exact schedule is. They have a dinner. They have, we wear costumes and goof off. We have duck races in the pool. But what's really good is the people that are there, I think, considering I don't take the classes. I'm in charge of game night. It's the people. It's the relationships you make. It's the classes are phenomenal. Dawn comes in from England. Dawn, there's D-A-W-N-D-O-N. And D-O-N, sorry, there's two Dawns. And the classes are just, they're exceptional. So you're learning a lot, as far as product and how to use Isomalt and other products that she uses with it. But it's the people. That's how Stacy and I got to know each other. I thought he was weird. I'm like, what? He came and started talking to me about these very technical things that I could not understand for the life of me. I'm like, who is this guy and how does he know so much about the edible printers? And they're the edible paper printers. And then we slowly got to know each other because I'm like, you're a weirdo. It's because he was so smart. It wasn't like weird bad. And so anyway, he is weird. He can attest to that. We're all weird. But anyway, it's the relationships, and with the relationships, it's personal, but it's also professional. We bounce ideas off each other, and you have some of the best brains, like all of us together. It's a dream to go to one of them. Just need more isomalt handling. Well, this is the perfect one to go to. This is where you're going to learn.
I had never touched Isomalt until last January. So this was the second thing with Isomalt that I've ever made. So you too can do it.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Hello, Faith. What podcast? Who are you talking to, Faith? Do I have a so definitely if you can make it, go. It is worth every penny. I don't think it's all that expensive for what it is, and it is just absolutely amazing. So that's in January. Until then, we do have things
Until
going on.
then,
Cookie Better. I think, what?
yeah, we have Cookie Better tomorrow.
Yeah, Cookie Better's tomorrow. Cookiebetter.com. So definitely check that out. If you go to, you're on our site now, on our Facebook now, you can actually just scroll down and you'll see links for that. That's a bunch of classes. It's amazing. And then we go to IBIE in September. That's in Vegas. And then in October, we go to the Canada's Baking and Sweet Show in Toronto. Please join us because it's the last thing until June. Like that's it till June, for what I know. I would like to announce that I finally yesterday made the specimen head again from the last retreat, and it is firmly attached. It wasn't pretty, but she did it. Good job, Julie.
Good job, Julie.
No, Kathy, you made an aquarium with isomalt. It's a big undertaking with little experience. No, it's not. When my daughter Jackie, my daughter Jackie did sugar, which is different, poured sugar. So the isomalt spaceman. That sounds specimen. You never know.
Yeah.
So with Jackie, my daughter, she was, I don't know, maybe around 10. She actually boiled the isomalt down and entered it into a piece. We just told her how to do it. The isomalt that Simi has, you don't have to do all that boiling and stuff. So it's really, really, really not that difficult. I can do it. I made an isomalt pug once. It was funny, but I did it. So definitely, come. This is for all levels. Dusty says dinner demos, costume prizes, people, and all there to have a great relationships. Yeah. And I got Julie's thing and Kathy's thing, and I think I caught up. All right, on to the most important part of this, what we've all been waiting for. Dr. Susie of Dr. Susie Sweets is an amazing, she's an amazing decorator, an amazing person. Many of you have posted, hey, I need help with that. And she has gotten on FaceTime and helped people. She's a teacher. She loves to teach. That's her gift, among many other things. I'm going to disappear because I can keep going on how much I love this woman, and how much we're blessed to have her on tonight. So without further ado, we got Dr. Susie. Woo!
Hi. Woo! Hi, everybody. It's so good to see everybody virtually. I'm excited because we are going to decorate a Halloween cookie together today, and we're going to use lots of different tools. So I thought I would show you lots of different tools that I use to create kind of like just a fun showpiece type cookie. So Stacey, I'm going to have you go to my phone if you can. Maybe. Pause. It's connecting. Well, this is fun.
We're switching cameras. Bear with us, because I can go on talking for a while. I should have had you switch. Okay,
no,
we're coming back.
It should be.
You're black. Oh. All your lights are out, baby.
Is it back? All right. Well, I don't know why. Okay. All right.
There you are. Well, she's fixing it.
No, I know. Try again.
Yay. Hold on.
No?
See, we checked all this stuff ahead of time, just so you know.
We did do it.
Live, and then it never works when we come on. Want to try it again?
All right. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So while you work with that.
All right. Well, hold on.
Do you want me to just keep talking so I can entertain people, or are you almost there?
Well, I can talk. I'll just talk about what I'm going to do. So tonight we're going to work on a cookie together. It is this cookie. So as I'm reconnecting, don't know why it's not working, but as we're reconnecting, I'll show you. this is what we're going to work on tonight. She is a multi-dimensional cookie. You can see I've used cookies stacked on other cookies. I have a royal icing transfer. I have some wafer paper bats, and then I have an icing sheet that I've printed on to create the image itself. And then I also did some piping. So a lot of different techniques that we're going to use tonight. So I'm still connecting. So I'm going to just try again. And tonight we're going to do a lot of different things. We're going to print on the blue. We're going to use the blue printer. We're going to use a Cricut edible cutter. We're going to use icing sheets. We're going to use all sorts of different things today. And I'm changing devices because I can do that very easily. See, live links. I'm going to connect with this one since that one's allowed.
Don't forget, we got a coupon scrolling below. So she's going to show you so many. Take advantage of that coupon while you can. Plus.
All right. So this is connecting. I'm going to try again. So hopefully,
Awesome.
Stacey will. There we go. Are we connecting? This is what happens when devices fail. You get new devices.
But it all works out. And we're all better together.
All right, let's try again. Stacey, did that work? Yeah. See, this is why you have multiple devices. All right, hold on. I'll set you guys down for a minute. We're having to do Plan B. Thankfully for me, Plan B worked. All right, there we go. Very cool. Here we are. Everyone can see now, yes?
Yep. Woohoo!
Cool. There we go. So,
hold on, we're coming. I see it. I see it.
All right, perfect. So we're doing a different device, which is great. So we're using the iPad now. So I'm going to put this one aside. So I'm changing my workspace a little bit. All right, so you can see this cookie. We have a lot of different dimensions. So I'm going to show you all sorts of techniques. I'm going to show you how I use the blue to make royal icing transfers. I'm going to show you how I use the blue to print on an icing sheet, how I print on wafer paper, make the bats, how I'm going to put it all together. So in order to make the cookie, I typically started with just basically flooding it. All right, so I flooded the back white, and then I have two different frames that I'm using. So this is the first one, which is a full frame. And then I also did it in parts. So these are the sides, and this is the top and the bottom ledge. And what you see here is I actually used parchment paper in order to create some texture onto these sides. So you can see I flooded it. I put the parchment paper right on top of it. And then that way it kind of created this wood grain texture. So when I go to print on it, in addition to having the wood pattern, it's also going to have wood texture. So it's just adding a little dimension. So I'll do that a lot of times when I'm creating sets just to add a little bit of variety. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move us over to the device. So I'm going to place these things on the device. We're going to go over to the blue, and I'm going to show you, hopefully.
Am I blue?
Hold on, I'm going to do this first.
Okay.
I'm going to have to change. I've got to find my magnet on my iPad so it'll stick. It's not doing it. All right, well, I'm going to have to hand hold it. Sorry, everybody, for the bad film angle. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to place that bigger cookie on the first pattern, which you can see. And then I'm going to place the sides and the back. So this is one of the sides. This is another one of the sides. And I just kind of pick the pattern that I like. And then this is the bottom part, the bottom cookie. And then we'll come over here and get the top arch. And I sort of place it where I like wood grain. And then I created a special little pattern for this one. There we go. Where I
Jill
actually
has a
created.
question.
Yeah, Jill, what's your question?
Jill wants to know did you make the cookie cutter 3D too?
I made the cookie cutter. So what I'm going to give you today as a free gift is you're going to get this background cutter. So this is a cutter. You're going to get this window frame cutter. And then I'm also going to give you the ones that are in pieces, which is the two sides and the edge and the arch. So yes, I made all of those as STL files, and I made all of them so that you could that the 3D printed. So once I have my things lined up on the printer, I usually line it up, make sure that the head doesn't hit anything. I'm having to hold this and do this at the same time. There you go. And then I just hit print. So I would print all of those together. Okay, all of those, I'm not going to print, but all of those would be printed, and I would have a whole set where they're printed. So I'm going to show you what they look like when they're all done and printed. I'll come back over here, and hopefully everybody has motion sickness now. We'll have a background of just stone, and then we have the bottom piece, and then the two side pieces. And this one broke, of course. And then I have the top arch piece. And we'll put those together in a little bit, and I'm going to show you how we're going to put those together. So to create the cookie itself, I printed the two sides, the arch, and the bottom piece, and I printed all of them on my blue, and I printed all of them at the same time. So you can see if I was printing this, I've got 4 different images, lots of different cookies, lots of different patterns, and I could print all of those at the same time. So everybody kind of figure out that piece. So the next part that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you, I'm not printing it because I've already pre-printed, the other pieces of this cookie. So another piece of this cookie is actually the transfer. So I want to show you a really cool way that I do royal icing transfers. And I'm going to see if I can get this to stick. I'm going to do this way for now. I apologize, guys. So I'm going to grab my cake board. So how I make royal icing transfers is I actually put a cake board onto my print bed. So I actually put my cake board on there, and I'm actually going to tape it to secure it, and then I actually print on it. And I print the royal icing transfers that I want to make. And that way, the reason I print on the cake board is because I can pick it up very easily and take it with me and come over here and actually put it down and very easily ice my royal icing transfers right onto this cake board. So I'm going to show you how I do that. So you can see I have my royal icing transfer. And I take my flood and my piping. So I have some piping, and I'm only going to do 2 of them. Oh, maybe I'll do more. There. Can you see them all? Yeah, you can see all 4. So basically, I've taken that, and then I just outline with piping consistency, and I'm at my desk. So I don't have to lean over the blueprint bed. I don't have to worry about messing it up because I'm going to put it right back in the place where I found it. And then I'm going to be able to print on these really, really easily. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what I do. I'm going to just do these 2. I always use piping consistency to outline because then my flood consistency won't go over the edges and it won't crater. And then I also make sure that I'm exactly fitting the edge of the royal icing transfer so that the image will print it directly on it. And again, the reason I use the cake board is it's easy to move these royal icing transfers around. I know they're not going to bend or break. And I can actually stick them directly under a fan. And if I cut my board small enough, I can actually fit it in my dehydrator. So I've made my royal icing transfers. I'm only going to do 2. I'm going to shake this up.
So those are you just printed the image below it and then basically piped over top so you knew where to put the icing, correct?
Exactly. So I basically printed on the cake board. I put a cello bag on top and I taped it to the sides. And then I just put it like this. And then when I'm ready to print on it, I can just put it back on the print bed. But I'm going to go ahead and we're going to print something else. I let this dry. So I'm actually going to take a little fan and I'm going to blow on those so they dry a little bit before I print on them.
And your piping,
yeah.
What did you use to make your icing?
Oh, my icing? Yeah, I use so I actually use a Franken frosting recipe. So this is a piping consistency, and I always note my piping consistency bags with a tag. And then these are my flood consistencies, and those don't have a tag. And I use a Franken frosting recipe, and I use for my meringue powder, I use Fluff and Stuff. And so I use about 7 tablespoons of Fluff and Stuff in my Franken frosting recipe. And a Franken frosting recipe is different than royal icing because it's a mixture of a glaze and royal icing. And I like it because I have more movement with it. It has a little bit of a softer bite. It's shiny because it has a little bit of corn syrup in it. Even though Fluff and Stuff has cornstarch solids, my Franken frosting has a little bit of corn syrup solids. It has a little corn syrup in it as well. And I love it. It works really well. It's a nice recipe. People like the way it tastes. And I use a little of almond extract in my icing as well, which helps too. Any other questions about icing? I'm going to try I keep trying to try my phone. Okay, I'm going to try joining my phone again to see if I can get this going correctly so I can show you some things when I print. So Stacy, hopefully you'll accept me in with my phone. I'm in. Oh, yes, I'm in.
On the phone again.
Yes, we're on the
phone again.
All right. So
welcome everybody on YouTube as well.
All right. So switch to my phone, Stacy. Can you switch to my phone? Nope. Yes.
Hold on. Bear with us 1 second, guys. They're working on it. They're almost there. So
thank you, everybody. Patient.
Other things while they work on this, I think. Who here has
my
tried
phone
Fluff?
is. Yeah, go ahead.
You're fine. Just you guys work on it, and then he's going to bring you right up as soon as you're ready. Okay. I'm guessing that she got kicked off and has to come back on, so it'll be just a second. Yeah, my computer did this before we came on. So it happens. We're all good, but you definitely want to hang tight because she's got so much to show, and her work is exquisite.
All right, here we are. We're back. All right, cool. So now I'm going to let those dry. You can see I have a little fan on them. And I'm going to come back over here because I want to show you. There we go. Now I'm back. Yay, I'm feeling so much better now that I'm back. Okay, so I want to show you that your blue doesn't have to just print on cookies. So one of the things that I included in this set is the actual center image. And the actual center image, I used an icing sheet from Icing Images. So this is actually an icing sheet, and I don't put any extra paper on it. And you'll notice that I have the Edible Tech Brewers Guides. This is an amazing guide. Hopefully you can see the guide on it. And I have the center guide. And when I use icing sheets, all I have to do is clip the icing clips right here. And then I add just a little piece of tape on the back end. And then I add a little bit of tape here. And that's it. And then I'm able to print on my icing sheet. And I like this because I don't want to have, on my image, you'll notice on my brick, I had bricks on my cookie, and then I had an image in the center of it. And this was the easiest way that I knew I could get an image onto my cookie without having to create a special image for both the brick and the icing sheet together. So that was my kind of resolution, was to use an icing sheet. And this is actually one of the thin icing sheets. They have thin ones and they have thick ones. So I'm going to just show you real quick how nice it is to print on those icing sheets. So it'll print pretty quickly. But basically all I'm doing is putting the icing sheet on the print bed. I make sure that my platform is all the way up, and I have my images ready to go. And icing sheets are really easy to use because all you have to do is cut them to size, and then you pull off the protective backing, and then you can adhere it to wet icing, or you can add a little bit of icing to it in order to attach it to your cookies. So I'm going to just print this image real quick for you. Any questions right now?
So as the owner, everybody names their printers, which is awesome. And of course, Dr. Susie named hers Cindy Lou Blue. Pretty amazing. Do you know when the October? Oh, it's a September shipment, sweetie. It's coming late September, and I believe we are already sold out of little blues. We do have a good amount of blues and XLs, and we do have megas, but most people here won't want that. They're all coming in late September, I believe. Isn't there a song about late September 1963? You're getting one. Awesome. Four. Stone cookie that's printed for icing sheet. So did you see Joanne a question? She wants to know if that printed the stone is printed on the cookie directly or on icing sheet first.
So I printed the stone directly on the cookie. So you can kind of see it right here. It's actually directly on the cookie. So I printed on the stone first. So I printed all of the stones and the outlines and everything before I went and printed this image. And I'm going to show you how I put everything together once we put together all the elements. What I'm doing for you now is showing you how I made all the elements.
That's really awesome. The stone is beautiful.
Yeah, that was a really nice image that I generated on AI. So I do a lot of my images that I create on AI. So every image that we're working with today, I actually created on AI, and I put in a prompt and I kind of told it what I was looking for, and that's how I was able to get kind of the colors to be all cohesive and sort of match the tone of the images that I was looking for. So AI is an amazing tool. I use it every day in my cookie business, but also in my work life. And I find that it makes so many things so much easier. So it's really awesome. It's almost done.
Michelle has a question. She's never used icing sheets, and she wants to know if they have a taste.
Oh yeah, they taste good. You can talk more about that. Yeah, they have vanilla taste.
It's a light vanilla taste. And
I like to use the thin sheets because if I'm putting it on cookies, they're not very thick. And I'll show you how thin the thin sheets are. They're pretty impressive compared to the normal ones. I printed both so you can see the size of both. Because they have there's regular sheets and then Icing Images has thin as well. So I find that when I'm working with cookies or if I'm using them for drink toppers, I actually use the thins. I don't use the thicker ones. So I'll show you, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I'll show you the difference between the two. So this is actually a thin. Can you see the thin? It's pretty thin.
oh yeah,
And then there's the thicker ones. So there is a slight difference between the two.
and the
But
thin
I
is
really,
still on.
yeah, the thin is this one. Yes, this is the thins. And then this is the thicker one, the thicker paper. And I really like the thins. I use the thins, but I printed on both so you could see both. And both work well. Both of them have the same function. Both of them are great. Both of them do great colors. They're pretty nice. Pretty, and they take the ink well. They hold their color. They're easy to work with. I really, really, really like the icing sheets. They're awesome. And then the next component, you ready to go on to the next component, or does anybody have any more questions about icing sheets?
We do. So Kelly, okay, before Kelly, Donna had asked if you use ChatGPT for that, for the image.
Yeah, so I do a mixtures of things. So yes, I do use ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT often to create my prompts, and then I will use a program like Midjourney or Adobe Express. I have a bunch of different sites that I use to generate my images. And in fact, I did a live a while back. If you go through my YouTube channel, you'll see my live, and I talk all about how to generate images and write prompts and what the essential parts of a prompt are. So, all
Okay,
right.
and then we have another, wait, one more, sorry.
Oh,
Kelly
no,
asked,
no.
do you use the thin icing sheets for drink toppers?
Yes, I use the thin icing sheets for drink toppers.
Gotcha.
And I
Interesting.
like it because, well, the reason I use them is I don't mind if they melt. And so, and they're going to melt anyway, so they melt fast. Because sometimes people want to drink their drink fast. So that's why, especially with champagne toasts and things. So I do use the thinner ones. So the next part that I'm going to show you is the bat that we made, the wafer paper bats. So this is wafer paper. I know you've seen lots of lives with wafer paper. There's a shiny side and there's a bumpy side. I actually used the bumpy side for this project. And when you use wafer paper to make bats or cutouts or different things, a lot of people will just use an airbrush. And they'll airbrush on their wafer paper, and then they'll use their machine or scissors to cut out the images. I'm lazy, so I basically used Procreate and airbrushed on a square on Procreate, and then I just put my paper here, and I actually just printed on it. So I actually had a piece of wafer paper, and I can show you. This is my wafer paper, and I actually just printed on it. And now I'm going to use my edible Cricut from Icing Images, which is the most incredible machine on the planet. And I'm going to come over here and show you something else. So basically what I did was I attached my wafer paper to my Icing Images sheet with blue painter's tape, because blue painter's tape is good and food safe and you can use it. And I basically preloaded bats on my Cricut design space. And basically, it very easily and very quickly will cut out for me a bunch of bats. And it's a really easy way to add dimension and texture to your cookies or your cakes or anything. So I will use my Cricut direct to print and cut. So you can use your glue if you have an edible Cricut. You can actually do printing to your glue. and you can actually print directly to the Cricut, and it'll cut out what you print on your blue. And I'm going to urge Stacy to do a live on printing on the blue and then cutting on your Cricut, because I think it's the most amazing thing on the planet. Any questions about that?
Not so far. I think I got you up to date.
Okay, so this is an incredible process. I'm really excited that I got this. I actually use it for a lot of my designs and a lot of things that I create. When you want to have a wafer sheet of paper with, like on a tombstone, with text and things, adding labels to things, it's just a really nice tool that I use that creates some fun items that are precisely cut that I can add to my cookies. So there are a lot of companies Incredible will have pre-cut wafer paper that they offer for sale. And then I just create my own. So I do have a non-food Cricut. So I do have a maker, which is right here, right there. You can see it. There's my non-food one. So I only use food items on this one. It is strictly for food. And you can see it did a great job. It cut out these cute little bats. Super precise. I would never have been able to, with my scissors, cut something like that. So it was pretty awesome. I'm going to take you back over here. And we're going to do the second part. We're going to finish with our royal icing transfers. I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to show you how I do this. So I'm actually going to bring my platform out. And take my cake board and line it up exactly where I had it before. So I lined it right on the edge, and I'm going to take my painter's tape. We're good on questions still? I'm lining it up so it's right back where it was. I have to tell you, Stacy, these guides and pieces that you used and created have helped me so much when realigning papers or realigning things that I have to take on and off the printer. It's incredible. I love them. They've saved me so much. So great. So I'm just securing it down so it won't pop up.
We got to get you the. Oh, you have the clips. Oh, I see what you're doing. Never mind. For me.
I don't. It's too thick to use the clips on this one.
Yeah.
So I did, but I do use the clips all the time. I have a little container under my printer where I keep all my clips so that I don't lose them, because I lose things all the time. So it keeps me organized. All right. So I'm really kind of just aligning my print head to make sure that my royal icing transfers aren't going to hit the print head. I like to make sure I get it nice and close. And I know that it's not going to hit because I pull it all the way over. I bring it in. And I bring it all the way back. I'm looking at it and we're clear. So we're good to go. So I'm going to click my transfers and I'm going to print. Any questions about royal icing transfers?
Jill was asking, and I think you may have covered it. I just want to make sure. Can you use the Cricut for non-food too? And she goes on to say, like, make a T-shirt for that which matches your cookie. Not that you wouldn't want to do that right now, but as an example.
So I could make a T-shirt that matches my cookie, but I would use it on my other Cricut machine. I wouldn't use it on this one. I would use it on a different one. So you have to make sure that when you cut on your Cricut, that's your edible food paper Cricut, you're only using it for food. You don't use it for anything else. Everybody can see that okay?
Yeah, we're good.
Cool. This for me is the easiest way to make royal icing transfers. In my mind, it keeps it super simple. So, and I don't know where I put my other backup royal icing transfers, so this will be fun. Let's see how this goes today. I found it. But yeah, and I like using the cake board because I don't have to hover over the blue as I'm kind of piping on where I want to place the royal icing transfers. And because I have guides that Stacey has provided, it's really easy to know exactly where to place it, and it does a really good job.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Don. Thanks for joining us. Kelly said she just made her first royal icing transfers that way about a week ago. Congratulations, Kelly.
Nice. I love that. Okay, we're back over here. So hopefully everybody's ready. All right, so you saw my royal icing transfers. So this is one of them that I made previously. And you can
Nice.
see lined up really easy. The good thing about the printer is it's all lined up. The cake board I can now put into my dehydrator and let it fully dry. It's pretty fun. All right, so let's put together this cookie. So I have all of my components that we worked on together. So I have my image that we printed on the icing sheet. I still have the backing on it. I haven't peeled it yet. I have the side pieces. I have the bottom piece, I have the top piece, and the cookie. And all of these were printed on directly on the cookie with icing on the blue printer. Another piece of material that I'm going to use is actually this stuff that's called Bling Highlighter. It's the Black Moonstone. And I actually take the Black Moonstone and I mix it with Paper Potion. So I have Paper Potion right here. And I was using it earlier. I mix a little of the Paper Potion and then I kind of mix it with the blue, the Moonstone or whatever it's called. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to paint the edges real quick of the cookie because I'm wanting it to look a little weathered. So wherever there's an edge, I'm just going to add a little bit of this. And I use this color because it kind of matches the concrete and the wood color that I used on the cookie of the image. So I just very quickly paint around the edges like this. I've already done it on my main cookie. You can see it here. Black Moonstone is what it's called. That's the color, Black Moonstone. It kind of has a little bit of a shiny silver look to it. It's pretty cool. Looks nice with this. So basically I'm just kind of painting around the edges. And the reason I'm doing this is when I finally put the cookie together, and I'll show you on the finished cookie, it'll give time for these to dry. It makes it so that the cookie doesn't stand out because it's three-dimensional, you're going to see parts of the cookie, and you want to make sure that all the parts that you can see look like they're finished in some way. And I'll show you something else that I did before I printed with this cookie. You'll notice that I did a little bit of icing on the top, and then I just printed directly on it. I did that on the top piece, and I did that also on the bottom piece. So it kind of made it look a little bit more like wood or sculpted wood. So you can add texture before you print as well. And you can see on these cookies that I painted all these edges, and I painted them so that it would look like it's still part of the whole piece. All right, so I've painted my edges. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach my image. So I peel off the back. Hopefully I do this nicely. There we go. So I've peeled off the back. And I'm actually going to put a little bit of icing on it because I want to attach it. And then I'm actually going to use my paintbrush. And I use my paintbrush to kind of smear it around. You don't need much icing. It just needs, I kind of act like a little bit of Elmer's glue and make sure I get it on the edges. I don't want too much because I don't want it to crinkle or lump or anything. So I'm putting that on. And then I'm just going to kind of carefully attach it to my cookie. Flatten it out a little bit. That's step one. And then for my top part, I'm going to do the top part first, and I'm just using piping consistency, and I'm using black. I may have to cut this open a little more. The detail, yes, I see the detail on the cookies. That's what's so great about the blue is I can get so much detail on my cookies. It really is an amazing printer that just allows you to get such great detail. So I've attached that first part. It's also your images. You have to think about the images that you want to use, and then you kind of play with your machine. Everybody's machine is their own ecosystem, so you kind of have to play around with it in order to determine what saturation levels you want. And you can really create some vibrant prints. I'm also using the Vibrant ink, the new ink, and it prints beautifully. All right.
We've been talking, we're going to do some lives for those blue owners that are on our blue owners group. I don't have a date yet, but we'll get it up and going on saturation, so you can learn more about color and how to really get the most out of your printer.
All right, so I have all my pieces together, and I'm not too worried about these edges because I'm going to add some details to it that kind of helps. So I'm going to add my royal icing transfer first, and I'm just going to kind of put it on this corner, and it's sort of hiding that spot. So that's my piece there. And then I'm going to add my wafer paper bats. So I have a whole bunch of wafer paper bats. You can see them all right here. And I have fat fingers, so it's hard for me to place them nicely. So I always use tweezers, and I've kind of bent these up a little bit so they're sort of bendy. And I just put a little bit of icing on the back, and I'm using black because if it oozes out, I'm okay with that. And I'm going to just put one there, and you just kind of decide. And I have different sizes. So I have this teeny tiny little bat over here. Look how cute and tiny he is. Might do a tiny one. And again, I'm just kind of bending it up. Again, putting a dollop of icing on it. And I'll put him right here. And they stick so easily. I mean, it's so nice. And you can add as many as you want. I kind of did it in line. You can see the bats in the image sort of coming out. So the reason I put them on this side is so they look like they're flying out of the frame or flying into the frame. Just kind of add some dimension there. Might even add one. I have a crack in my wood right here. I could add one there, but you just kind of have to think about what you want it to look like, and you can add them really anywhere you want. And again, super easy to make because I use wafer paper. Every single thing on this cookie is edible. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create some dimension on this side. So I'm actually going to do a blob of white flood. This is flood consistency. And I'm actually going to paint it a little bit. And the reason I'm doing this is spider webs are not completely transparent. So this is kind of creating a background a little bit for my spider web. So I always put a little bit of background around my spider web. And then I'm thinking, okay, how do I want it to work? And I'm kind of using my cookie as a guide, and I start in this corner, and I'm going to do one over the edge. I'm going to have one go this way, I think. Maybe one this way. And again, I'm using piping consistency, and I'm using the whole cookie. So I'm even going to go down there across the edge of the cookie like that. And then I'm just going to start adding the piping on. And again, when you use that piping consistency, it'll hold its shape. So you can actually go across gaps, and it'll really hold its shape nicely. And I'll show you when I finish piping. And if this dries, you could actually add a luster dust of that black moonstone, and it probably has some shimmer to it. So you can see I kind of went over the edge. I'm creating, you know, it even with the gap because of the stiffness of the icing. Makes it looks like it's kind of going over the whole frame. There, add spots again. See?
That is amazing.
Not fun.
I mean, it's just it's I'm speechless.
Good. And then you can add whatever you want. I'm going to add some spiders. I'm just adding some black dots for spiders. And then if I wanted to go back with an edible marker, I could take a Tweets marker. I have a brush tip marker. And in order to get lines, I'm actually just going to draw the lines with a marker if I want. You can use a marker. You can use royal icing, whatever you want to kind of create spiders along that edge. I did that with the other one. I actually used royal icing to create the legs. I don't know if you can see that or not.
Jill wanted to know if you used Flex Frost for the web as well.
I did not. That's royal icing, but you could. You could very easily use Flex Frost. You could very easily use Flex Frost for that. But I just used royal icing made from fluff and stuff. So again, this is showing you what I can do with my Franken frosting recipe, in which I use fluff and stuff as my meringue powder. So like I said, I like to create Franken frosting because I feel like it has more flexibility. I feel like I can use it for more creative things, and it really works for me.
It is very cool, Donna. It is. It's pretty amazing.
And it didn't take us very long to make it. I mean, look how easy that was.
She talked her way through it. You know? The whole time it slows you down and answering questions. I mean, that's a cookie. Go ahead.
Well, I'm saying, look how consistent. That's the other thing, is because of the blue and because we're using Icing Images materials and we're using the same materials throughout, look how consistent those cookies are. I mean, look how consistent it is in color and shape and design. And you get that because, like I said, the printer helps me get that consistency because I'm continually using, the same materials over and over and over again, which is awesome.
So you could actually put different pictures in them too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. You could do all sorts of different pictures, whatever you wanted. You could make them, you could actually make this a frame for somebody and put their own picture in it.
Yeah. Where'd you go, sweetie? You disappeared.
I'm sorry. My alarm went off to tell me to take my medication. I'm old.
Let me ask you this. I know that you undercharge for cookies, so I'm saying that right off the bat. She's going to say a low price. But I want everybody else to put what they would charge for a cookie like that and what city they live in, city or state, whichever one works. So now Dr. Susie undercharges, and she would charge what for a cookie like that?
Oh, for this? Between at least $10 and $12.
At least 10?
Yeah, at least.
Okay, good. And then what would everybody else? Because everybody lives in different areas and there's so many things that are different. So it would be, I just get curious, everybody wants to know a price. Taisha, where do you live? She'd say 15.
Yeah. Yep.
Come on. It takes just a second because there's that delay. So.
And part of mine too is I sell to nurses and teachers, are most of my clients, and I do take that into account.
Yeah. Yes. And you're a giving person. I know this. Jill was in Fort Collins, Colorado, said 12. Crystal says 10 in Tempe, Temple, Texas. Sorry. Taisha lives in New York City, so she's the 15 in New York City. Indian Lake, South Carolina comes in at 10. 10 to 12 in Melbourne. And 14 Ken's in Lexington, Kentucky. Lynn Barone, 10 to 15 in Canada. So yeah, 401 cookie, Harriet. Yep, 401 cookie. 10 in St. Pete, Florida. I mean, that's a work of art. That's more than one cookie. It's large, first of all. There's so many mediums involved in layers. So yes, and Jesse says 15. So custom image included. Exactly, Ken.
Yep, exactly. So, and I just wanted to show you how those other ones printed out. I mean, the royal icing transfers using that method really works. It makes it super easy. And by using those shortcuts, you'll notice I didn't do a lot of piping. I did mostly flooding to create this set, flooding and printing. I did very little piping, very little details. And so that's what I look for when I'm doing cookies to sell is I'm looking where can I get the biggest bang for the least amount of work. And if you think about it, I mean, yes, it is a lot of work. There's a lot of baking and things that go involved, but I'm not for this set. It makes it look like I did hours of work when really we put it together very quickly together and there wasn't tons of extra piping and things like that. So I'm always looking for that.
Yeah.
And Julie,
And
not take
Julie said,
days.
Julie said, Julie said she'd charge 175 because it would take her 3 days to do it. No, it wouldn't, sweetie. Um, and I want to say something else too that's very important. Many of you who own blues and or regular edible printers, you spent the money to get that equipment to make your life easier, not to charge your customers less. So I
Right.
just put that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, exactly. Exactly. And like I said, I can charge $10 to $15 for this cookie. And I did not spend 6 hours putting together a cookie like that. You know, if I had to do the stencil to make the brick on the back and then paint the brick and then, it would take a long time. And so, yeah, this could be your feature cookie in a smaller set. A lot of different options for this, and it's fun because it's customizable too. I mean, you can use any image you want. You can make any royal icing transfers you want, and it's just a matter. A lot of it is just really flooding. It's a fun cookie set too if you want to teach a class. Something like this is really fun because you could make it bigger. You could make it like a 8-inch cookie or 6-inch cookie for your students, and you could actually do these things together. You could have things, you could have them, some things pre-printed. You could have, all sorts of things you could teach with this.
yeah, definitely. That's really, really awesome. And Ken, that's not fondant. That's all cookie or royal icing or
Yeah,
yeah, piping.
yeah,
That's
that's
all
cookie.
cookie.
I didn't do, you can do royal icing. You could have made this frame in transfers. You absolutely could have royal icing and printed on them. But I really liked the depth of it. I felt like I wanted some dimension. I wanted it to really stand out. And I wanted space for the bats to go. And I kind of wanted to do things along the side. So that's why I baked it. And as I showed you, I baked two types of frames. The first frame is those pieces where I put 4 pieces together, and the other frame I created is an actual cookie, a full frame cookie. And I put the parchment paper different ways. So I have the wood grain going this way and then the wood grain going that way. And it's just as easy. You could just put this down as one frame. I just kind of liked the pieces that sort of created these natural edges or cuts in the frame. So I really liked that. So that's why I went with the small pieces. But for your freebie today, I gave you both cutters for both. So this is what I gave you. Here are the cutters. So in your freebie folder are the STL files for the big frame, for the big piece. There you go. And then the 3 little pieces to actually make the cutter. So, and you kind of have to use a little poker tool to get it out of the cutter, but all of these are in the freebie folder along with all the images that we used today. So everything is in that freebie folder for you on my website, www.drsusiesweets.com. You can go to my freebie folder on the bottom, and if you go to August, today's date, it'll say August 19th, Icing Images Live, Halloween frame, and all those items will be there free for you. But I also have another free thing to give away tonight, too.
Okay. And your Franken frosting, is that under your free stuff, the recipe?
I can put it on my free stuff. I haven't put it up there, but yes, I will add my Frankenfrosting recipe to that folder today.
Gotcha.
Yep,
Awesome.
easily. And
Julie
it's
wanted to know what size that cookie was.
so this is actually only, gosh, good question. I think it's 4 inches, might be 5. Hold on, let me measure. My handy dandy measurement tool. It is a 5-inch cookie. 5
Awesome.
inches.
Awesome. And we put a lot of links on the Facebook. For those of you who are over on YouTube, I apologize. It's hard for me on one, let alone two different um, uh, social media sites. So
Bring back to me.
I did get your website over there though, and all the other products are on icingimages.com.
Perfect. So I'm going to show you one more thing. So I'm going to have Stacy put me back up. So I have 2 more things to share with you tonight. Some fun upcoming things. Hopefully, did he hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Not that yet. We're not to that yet. My face first. Go to me first.
Face.
I'm waiting. There I am. Maybe.
No, you're blue.
No?
How appropriate. There we go.
Oh, I was leaving to go. Here I am. Yay. So I have I have an announcement and then I have a coupon for you guys tonight. So 2 little announcements. So my first announcement is I have an upcoming online class that I'm going to release on August, around the end of August, first part of September. And it is a Halloween themed class. Here's a little hint. Do, 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 do. Yeah, La Boo Boo. So this is the cute little bag that you'll get as part of the class. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to decorate these little guys together. So I'm going to work with you and we are going to frost and create these cute little La Boo Boo characters that you can offer for sale for your Halloween options. And it's a fun option because you'll get a bag to put them in. And let me stop my you'll get a bag to put them in and you can use them for trick-or-treating, you can use them for sales, whatever you want you can do. So anyway, that's coming up, so that's available. In addition, if you're lazy and you don't want to do my class or you just want the images, eventually I will release these, but these are actually all the images that I created that went with them. So these were the inspiration. So here's the little witch, the pink witch. Here's the red devil.
And is this class online or in person?
It's going to be online. Everybody can take it. I'm going to videotape it, and you're going to be able to download the videos and take it at any time. And we're actually not going to print them. We're actually going to decorate. So we're going to learn how to flood, pipe, add detail, paint. We're going to actually decorate. So we're going to take all of these images and we're actually going to create them as actual cookies. I'll teach you how to put the blush for cheeks. So we're actually going to frost them. So all of these will be available. But I also know that some people may not want to do all of that work to offer as Halloween sales. So I'm also going to include it in the class. You'll get these digital images that you want to print. So if you purchase the class, you'll get the STL files for all of the cookies. You'll get the images to print. And then you'll get all of the lessons in order how to frost them yourself if you want to frost them or print them. And then you'll also get the materials to make this really cute bag to go with it in order to put them in and offer them as a mystery grab bag. Because I think for Halloween, offering these as a mystery grab bag would be a really fun option to sell. And so I want you to be able to have something fun to sell. And then the last thing I'm going to show, now I'm ready. One more thing. Okay, you ready? Are we sharing my screen now?
We have you still. And I just put the link up for your classes as well and for the freebies that's posted as well. I'll come on over to.
Okay, good. So can you see my screen?
Let's see. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So as you know, there are a lot of Swifties out there in the world, and Taylor Swift just dropped her new title to her album. It's called The Life of a Showgirl. And so, of course, Dr. Susie had to make fun of that, or actually support her daughter, and all of her daughter-in-laws are huge Swiftie fans. So this is my Life of a Showgirl. It's now live on my shop. And tonight, and actually through Friday, because you are a live viewer, if you put in the code SHOWGHOUL, so capital SHOW, capital GHOUL, you will get 15% off this image and these cutters. So you will actually get 15% off, and that coupon code will be good through Friday evening. So as a viewer today, this is available now in my shop. It's live, and you can get 15% off this image. This is another cute thing for you to sell at Halloween time, because you're going to have a lot of Swifties out there who are going to want to buy cookies from you. So there's that. So we
Awesome.
can see my
And all of
screen.
that legal. You can sell it because she made
Yes,
that. So there's
I
no
did.
copyright. Yep.
There's no copyright images with that, because those are all images that I created. Those are all things that I designed, and it doesn't look anything like Taylor Swift. So we're all good.
Excellent. Oh my gosh. Don't you love this woman? Isn't she awesome? We are so blessed to have you on, and all the different products you use and the different textures and the dimension, and her cookie recipes are awesome too. You got to bring them all to the IBIE show. Those were
I
really
will.
cool.
Thank you. I had planned to bring those and the goodie bags. And Sue asked about the Labubus. Those are not called Labubus. Those are called Fuzzy Monsters, and it's a fuzzy witch monster. And those are actually all my own designs. So I actually drew all of those, and I made them myself. So it's my interpretation of that concept, but those are not copyrighted images. Those are my own images. So yes, you are free to use those.
Yep. So it's all good. Well, everybody's like loving you. You're like everybody's lighting up with comments, hearts, and everything. You did awesome, girl. I really appreciate you.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank
yeah,
you. I love creating. I love coming up with new things. Deb called me last week and said, "Hey, can you do a live on Tuesday?" I'm like, "Okay." And kind of thought this up. I said, "What was something fun that I want to learn?" And kind of went with it.
yeah, and I can't believe what you come up with so quickly too. I get confused on months sometimes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the wrong month, and think I have somebody when I don't. So it's like, oh no. And she comes through every time, which I love. I don't even schedule her because I know I'm going to call her last minute sometime, and she will come through. You've enabled
Yeah,
me.
I I have. I'm an enabler. I'm an enabler
Yep.
for a lot of things. I've enabled a lot of people to buy a machine, which is great.
Yes.
And I love it. So yeah, visit my cookie
Oh,
cutter shop. I have a lot of fun Halloween designs. I have a really cute mugshot series for Halloween. So I have a really cute series for Halloween with mugshots where all the Halloween characters are holding their mugshot signs, which is a fun one, and a lot of cute things. So go check out my shop. And Blue owners always get 10% off in my shop, and you can message me and I'll give you the coupon code for that, because I know we have non-blue owners that watch, but every day, all the time, Blue owners always get 10% off in my shop.
yeah. And so, and you can throw that up on our owners group. There is an owners group just for owners, like we guard it with our lives just about. They're always checking everything on it. So you can post it up there if you want and pin it to the top if you want. That's fine. I have no problem with that. Also, two things I want to point out is there is a lady in Philadelphia or in the area of Philadelphia that for health reasons has to shut her business down. She has a Big Blue. It's going to go fast. You have to be able to drive there to get it. I don't know how much yet. I just know she contacted us today. She's very upset, but she has to get it sold along with everything else. So please pray for her because whatever is going on is pretty darn serious that she's got to shut her business down. But also, if you want to support her and get a Big Blue, that's a very good opportunity. They do not come up for sale used that often. And then the other thing is, oh, thanks, Don. Next week, we got the other Susie or Suzanne. So that's why you hear me call Dr. Susie Fred sometimes, because when we're together, it's confusing. So Dr. Susie was very nice and offered to be Fred instead of Susie.
And Daphne asked me a question about cutters. Daphne messaged me. I am working on getting someone to physically print my cutters for me so that they can be shippable. He's a very cool dude, and he's pretty awesome, and I think y'all know him. So I'm working with him to get my actual physical cutter shop up and running. So, but message me, Daphne, and I can make that happen for you.
And I just gave you the code, Julie. Next week too is Susan Trianos. She is going to be working with Fluff and Stuff. I don't know what else she's doing yet. She has not told me, but she will be giving away 2 tickets to her show in October in Toronto. It is going to be amazing. This show was here before COVID, and it's like a 3-ring circus with so many things going on. You definitely want to try to go if you can. So definitely come and join us next week at the same bat time, same bat place, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Icing Images, both YouTube and Facebook. We left.
We're not.
I
We're
think he's
back.
done.
We're done.
Stacy is done.
He's like,
Wow.
I'm 18. We're done.
Easy peasy. My husband just, are you working late? It's Tuesday.
I'm sorry that happened with my phone, but I'm glad we were able to fix it real quick.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. So it's all good. Oh my gosh, this is. Wait, are we on? We're on blue, sweetie. We are on blue. We are still on because we're green room is.
Thanks so much. We think we're done.
We are here. We can be done. It's okay. Thank you, everybody. Love you so much. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you next Tuesday. Who knows? I'm like, nobody's here.
Oh, people are asking you about your baby, Vinny. People still want to talk to us.
He's so cute. I haven't seen him for a week because I was gone, so I get to see him like really soon, like maybe tomorrow. I can't wait.
Oh, that's so funny.
Adorable. Yeah.
Well, everybody thought we were done, and I apologize. Well, sorry my tech didn't work, everybody, but hopefully everybody had fun.
Yep. All right. You all have a great day. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Boop.